If you're over 60, I want you to know something important. Every choice you make about movement matters deeply to your heart. And here's what might surprise you. Some of the exercises you believe are keeping you strong could actually be working against the very heart that's been faithfully beating for you all these years. I'm not here to frighten you. I'm here because I care about you. As a heart doctor who spent countless hours with amazing people just like you, I've witnessed something that breaks my heart. I've seen vibrant, wonderful seniors come into my office feeling great, only to discover their blood pressure has been climbing, their heart rhythm has been struggling, or their cardiovascular system has been under stress they never felt coming. And you know what? In so many of these cases, it wasn't because they weren't trying. It wasn't poor eating or a sedentary lifestyle. It was actually the wrong kind of movement, exercises that were asking too much of a heart that deserves gentler, wiser care. The beautiful thing is, most of you reading this are already taking such good care of yourselves. You're here, you're learning, you're committed to your health. That tells me everything about your character and your heart, both literally and figuratively. In this video, I'm going to lovingly guide you away from 5 types of exercise that might be working against your precious heart, not for it. But here's the best part. I'm also going to show you what to embrace instead. Beautiful, effective movements that will make your heart sing with gratitude. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could change everything about how you feel each day. And that first point, it might be something you're planning to do today. Before we begin this journey together, if you haven't already joined our community, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I create every piece of content with people exactly like you in mind, because your health journey matters to me. Here's something I'd love to know. In the comments below, share which of these 5 exercise mistakes you've been making without realizing it. Don't worry, there's no judgment here, only learning. Your honesty helps me understand what topics to dive deeper into, and it helps other viewers realize they're not alone in their journey to better heart health. 1. High-intensity training. When more isn't more for your heart. Let me share something with you that took me years to fully understand. The heart you have today isn't the same heart that carried you through your 20s, 30s, or even your 50s. And that's not something to mourn, it's something to honor. Your heart has been your most faithful companion, beating billions of times, carrying you through every joy, every challenge, every triumph. It deserves respect, not shock. This is why high-intensity interval training, those popular workouts with intense bursts followed by short rests, can actually become one of the greatest threats to your well-being after 60. I know this might sound surprising, especially when everywhere you look, people are talking about HIIT workouts and pushing through the burn. But here's what I see in my practice. Beautiful, determined people who think sweating harder means living longer, pushing themselves into breathless states that force their hearts to work far beyond what's safe or sustainable. For a heart that may already be managing high blood pressure, irregular rhythms, or stiffening arteries, this kind of intense demand isn't building strength, it's building risk. The heartbreaking part is that the damage often happens silently. Your heart may be sending up quiet distress signals, a little dizziness here, some extra fatigue there, that you might brush off as normal aging. But inside, your cardiovascular system is working overtime, blood pressure is spiking, and electrical rhythms are becoming unstable. What moves me most is knowing that you're doing this because you want to stay independent, vibrant, and strong. Those are beautiful desires, and you deserve to achieve them safely. The truth is, exercise should be your heart's greatest ally, not its biggest challenge. Gentle walking that lets you enjoy the world around you, flowing Tai Chi that brings peace to your mind and body, swimming that supports every joint. These are the quiet heroes of heart health after 60. They strengthen without shocking. They build endurance without breaking boundaries. In this beautiful stage of life, true strength comes from wisdom, not intensity. Sustainability becomes your superpower. When you choose movements that work with your heart instead of against it, you're not settling for less. You're choosing more. More years, more energy, more joy. But there's another pattern I see that concerns me deeply. One that involves not just how hard you're working, but how you're breathing and straining during exercise. And unfortunately, it's happening in gyms and homes everywhere, often with the best intentions. If you're finding value in this conversation, please let me know by commenting 1 below. Your engagement helps me know I'm serving you well. 2. Core work and heavy lifting. When building strength builds risk instead. There's something beautiful about wanting to stay strong as we age, the desire to maintain independence, to feel capable, to know you can handle whatever life brings. These feelings are precious and completely understandable. And yes, maintaining muscle is important for balance, mobility, and confidence. But as someone who's dedicated my career to protecting hearts like yours, I need to share something crucial about how certain strength exercises can actually work against your cardiovascular health. When you're doing traditional crunches, sit-ups, or lifting heavy weights, something happens inside your body that you can't see or feel in the moment, but your heart absolutely can. These exercises create intense pressure inside your abdomen and chest cavity. This pressure doesn't just stay put. It travels, creating a sudden surge in blood pressure and demanding that your heart work dramatically harder to compensate. For a heart that's been faithfully serving you for 60, 70, or more years, especially one that may be dealing with arterial stiffness or hidden plaque buildup, this pressure surge can become a tipping point. I've sat with patients who fainted during a workout they thought was routine. I've held hands with people experiencing chest pain after what seemed like a normal exercise session. I've treated irregular heart rhythms that started during strength training. And what breaks my heart most is that every single one of these people was trying to take care of themselves. They were being responsible, proactive, loving toward their own health. But your body in its 60s, 70s, and beyond is different from your younger self. Not worse, just different. Your circulatory system has become less flexible, your heart more sensitive to sudden changes. What used to be manageable can now become overwhelming in an instant. Here's the beautiful news. You don't have to give up on building strength. You just need to build it more lovingly. Resistance bands that provide gentle, consistent tension. Slow, controlled movements that let you stay connected to your body. Working with trainers who understand that your safety is more important than any number on a weight, you can absolutely keep building the strength that helps you feel confident and capable. You just need to do it in a way that honors where your heart is today, not where it was decades ago. And while we're talking about respecting your body's current needs, there's another factor that many people overlook completely, one that doesn't involve the exercise itself, but the environment where you're doing it. 3. Weather extremes. When nature becomes your heart's hidden challenge. You know what I love about the seniors I work with? Your dedication to staying active often means you're out there walking, gardening, or exercising regardless of the weather. That commitment is truly inspiring. But I need to share something that might surprise you. After 60, the environment around you can impact your heart just as much as the exercise you're doing. Here's what happens that you might not realize. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at regulating temperature. In cold weather, your blood vessels automatically tighten to preserve warmth, a natural response that can cause blood pressure to rise significantly. If you're already managing hypertension or have stiffening arteries, this additional strain can push your cardiovascular system beyond its comfort zone. In hot weather, the opposite challenge occurs. Your blood vessels dilate to help cool you down. Your heart races to manage this process, and dehydration can set in much faster than you might expect. In both cases, your heart is working overtime, not because of your movements, but simply because of the environment. I've been with patients who collapsed during what seemed like pleasant neighborhood walks on hot days. I've treated people who experienced dangerous shortness of breath after just a few minutes of winter air. These aren't rare occurrences. They're warning signs that temperature extremes can stress your cardiovascular system just as much as physical exertion. Your heart doesn't need to run a marathon to feel overwhelmed. Sometimes it just needs to encounter the wrong temperature at the wrong time, especially when it's already working to support your exercise. The wonderful news is that protecting yourself is actually quite simple. Choose indoor spaces with comfortable, stable temperatures when the weather is extreme. Hydrate consistently before, during, and after any activity. Dress in layers that you can adjust, whether for warmth or cooling. Most importantly, listen to your body's subtle signals. If you feel unusually winded, dizzy, or uncomfortable, honor those feelings. They're not signs of weakness, they're signs of wisdom. Exercise should always feel like a gift you're giving yourself, not a battle you're fighting against the elements. But even when you've mastered the right intensity and environment, there's another category of movement that can create unexpected chaos in your cardiovascular system. Exercises that involve speed, impact, and sudden changes that challenge much more than your muscles. If you're still with me and finding this helpful, I'd love to see 1 in the comments. Knowing you're here motivates me to keep sharing what I've learned. 4. Fast movements and sudden changes when your body needs time to keep up. There's something wonderfully spirited about wanting to move with energy and vitality. I see it in so many of the remarkable people I work with. This desire to feel dynamic, to keep up, to prove that age is just a number. But I want to share something with you about rapid movements like jumping jacks, quick direction changes, or high-energy aerobics classes that might change how you think about staying active. When you're over 60, your nervous system processes information more slowly than it used to. Your balance system becomes more delicate. Your arteries have naturally become less flexible over the years. These aren't failures. They're simply the reality of a body that's lived a full, rich life. When you ask this beautifully aged body to jump, twist quickly, or change directions suddenly, you're creating what I can only describe as a perfect storm of cardiovascular demands. Blood pressure can fluctuate wildly. Heart rhythm can become irregular. Oxygen delivery struggles to keep pace with the confusion of rapid signals your body is trying to process. I've been with strong, vibrant people who experienced frightening dizzy spells after trying to match the pace of younger participants in fitness classes. I've treated irregular heartbeats that started during exercises that seemed harmless. I've seen too many falls that happened because the body simply couldn't coordinate all the systems needed for sudden, complex movements. What touches my heart most deeply is knowing that you're often attempting these challenging exercises because you want to feel young, stay independent, or prove your vitality. Those desires are beautiful and completely valid. But here's what I've learned. True strength at this stage of life doesn't come from how fast you can move. It comes from how gracefully you can move, how consistently, how sustainably. Slow-flowing exercises like Tai Chi don't just look peaceful. They actually create peace in your cardiovascular system. Water aerobics doesn't just feel good. It provides resistance without jarring impact. Gentle stretching doesn't just improve flexibility. It helps your entire body systems communicate more effectively. These gentler approaches might not look as impressive to outside observers, but they're profoundly effective at building the kind of strength that truly matters, the strength that keeps you healthy, confident, and independent for years to come. They work with your body's current wisdom instead of against it. They honor your heart's need for steady, sustainable support. But even when you've chosen the perfect type of movement, there's one more timing factor that can undermine all your good intentions. And it has everything to do with when you exercise, not how. 5. Late night exercise, when good timing makes all the difference. I completely understand the appeal of evening workouts. After a full day of responsibilities, when the house finally quiets down and you have a moment to yourself, exercise can feel like the perfect way to unwind and accomplish something positive for your health. But let me share something that might surprise you about how timing affects your heart, especially after 60. Even light physical activity too close to bedtime can gently stimulate your nervous system, elevate your heart rate, and signal to your body that it's time to be alert rather than rest. And here's why this matters so much for your heart health. As we age, our sleep becomes more precious and more fragile. Our natural rhythms, those internal clocks that help regulate everything from hormone production to heart rate, become more sensitive to disruption. When evening exercise raises your core temperature or increases adrenaline, you're essentially telling your body to stay awake just when it should be preparing for the deep, restorative sleep your heart desperately needs. Poor sleep isn't just about feeling tired the next day. It's directly connected to higher blood pressure, increased inflammation, problems with blood sugar regulation, and irregular heart rhythms. Your heart needs those quiet nighttime hours to repair, recover, and reset just as much as your muscles do, perhaps even more. If you regularly trade deep sleep for evening activity, you might unknowingly be depriving your heart of its most essential healing time. The beautiful solution is actually quite simple. Align your movement with your body's natural rhythms. Morning or early afternoon exercise supports better sleep, more stable energy throughout the day, and steadier cardiovascular health overall. Let your evenings become about slowing down, not speeding up. Create rituals that signal to your heart and mind that it's time to rest, recover, and prepare for another beautiful day ahead. Because while sleep is when your heart heals, there's something equally important during your waking hours. A practice so gentle and so fundamental that many people overlook it completely, yet it might be the most powerful thing you can do for your cardiovascular health. 6. A personal message. The gentle power of listening to your heart. If you've stayed with me through this entire conversation, it tells me something beautiful about who you are. You care deeply, not just about living longer, but about living fully, wisely, and well. That's why I want to speak to you now, not just as a doctor, but as someone who's witnessed both the fragility and the incredible resilience of the human heart. Over the years, I've sat beside too many wonderful people whose lives changed in an instant because of a single decision, a single habit, or a single moment when they pushed beyond what their body was ready for. And so many of them said the same thing. I never thought it was that serious. Here's what I want you to understand. After 60, your heart isn't asking you to be afraid. It's asking you to be aware. It's asking you to listen with the same kindness and attention you'd give to a dear friend who needed your care. You don't need to exercise like you're decades younger. You don't need to chase someone else's idea of what active aging should look like. What you need is to move with intention, rest with purpose, and choose activities that make your heart sing with gratitude rather than struggle with strain. There's no prize for overexertion, but there's an incredible reward for wisdom. Waking up each morning with steady energy, a calm heart, and the confidence that comes from knowing you're treating your body with the love and respect it deserves. Let go of the myth that more intensity equals better results. Start embracing the truth that consistency, gentleness, and sustainability are your greatest allies now. Walk with presence, appreciating each step. Rest without guilt, knowing it's essential. Move in harmony with your age, not in rebellion against it. This isn't compromise, it's wisdom. It's not settling for less. It's choosing what truly serves you. It's not giving up. It's growing up into the most loving version of yourself. Your heart's future starts today. Your heart has been your most faithful companion through every season of your life. It's beaten billions of times without you ever having to ask. It supported you through every emotion, every adventure, every challenge. Now it's asking for something simple in return: your attention, your kindness, and your respect for where you are right now. The 5 exercise approaches I've asked you to reconsider aren't inherently bad. They're just not right for your heart at this beautiful stage of life. What once energized you might now exhaust you. What once built strength might now create strain. And that's not just okay. It's perfectly natural. Aging isn't about limitation. It's about liberation. Liberation from having to prove anything to anyone. Liberation from pushing beyond what feels right. Liberation to choose healing over hurting, sustainability over shock, wisdom over willpower. Your health isn't measured in sweat or speed. It's measured in the quiet confidence that comes from consistent, loving choices. It's found in the peace of moving with intention. It's discovered in the joy of activities that make you feel energized, not exhausted. Today can be the day you start honoring your heart instead of challenging it. The day you choose exercises that feel like gifts rather than battles. The day you embrace the incredible strength that comes from truly listening to your body. You're not too old to make changes. It's never too late to choose better. And every gentle, wise decision you make adds not just years to your life, but life to your years. Your heart is waiting for you to hear its whisper before it has to shout. Listen with love, move with wisdom, and trust that the gentlest path forward is often the strongest one. Let's continue this journey together. These insights are meant to inspire you to live with greater awareness, deeper self-care, and more joy in your daily movement. Now I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share. What's one thing you've learned today that you're excited to apply in your own life? How will you start honoring your heart differently? Let's support each other on this journey toward healthier, happier living. Your stories and insights help create a community where we can all learn and grow together. If this video has opened your eyes to new ways of caring for your heart, I'd love to hear about your biggest aha moment in the comments below. Was it learning about temperature effects on your heart? Discovering why late-night exercise might be disrupting your sleep? Or perhaps realizing that gentle movement can be more powerful than intense workouts? Your insights not only help me create better content for you, but they also inspire and educate other viewers who are on the same journey toward healthier living. Don't forget to like this video if it resonated with you, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to our channel for more content created specifically with your health and well-being in mind. Thank you for spending this time with me, and here's to living each day with greater wisdom, deeper self-compassion, and a heart that feels truly cared for.